Oh, this is actually encouraging. Like I'm not the biggest Jay Inslee proponent, but this I thought was a very good media appearance. I understand why, more so why politicians would go on a program like this, because you're trying to reach as many people as possible, and I think there's definitely an open case as to whether or not politicians should go on to Fox. I certainly don't think others should go on to Fox unless they are in some way at odds with the narrative that Fox wants to push. And Inslee seemingly seems to not be at odds, but is really rolling over Steve Doocy here. Steve Doocy thought that he was getting the lightweight assignment, talking about the Green New Deal. But here is, and I love the Chiron, 2020 hopeful makes the case for climate change.
Go climate change.
Inspirational
Go.
leader, not a pessimistic one in the White House. I think I'm ready for that job. This country needs a spark of optimism.
All right. A lot to unpack with that. Are you suggesting that climate change is why there's flooding out in Nebraska right now?
Yeah, the science is really abundantly clear on this. We need a president who believes in science and gravity. And the climate change modeling by the scientists are clear. It's going to cause more forest fires. It's going to cause more flooding. At the same time, in various places, more drought.
Right.
And so we're getting it on both ends of the situation here. I met a scientist from the University of Washington last night who suggested that we ought to believe both in climate science and gravity.
Well,
look, if you went to 10 doctors and they all told you you had cancer, you don't sit there and deny it. It's time to have science. This is a scientifically literate country, and we need a scientifically literate president who really believes in the can-do spirit of this nation.
Well,
I intend to be that president.
Well, I grew up in Kansas, which is right next to Nebraska. I remember 50 years ago the flooding then, so I don't know that people were talking about climate change back then. But that's why
they weren't. They weren't, but they're taking it about it now. When your town's burning down, the people of Paradise, California are talking about climate change, and they deserve a president who will protect them rather than the oil industries. And I'm tired of putting out billions of dollars to the fossil fuel industries and the lobbyists that he's put in charge of this nation. He wanted to drain the swamp. He's put the swamp in charge of our tax policy. It's just wrong.
Steve Doocy just officially got apathetically steamrolled. That was pretty impressive. I mean, Inslee going around with that. Maybe there's a climate change czar in the next administration if we're lucky, and someone like that seems to be well suited to because this is obviously a tremendous emergency.
If people believe in it. Like my friend's dad in rural Rhode Island, who's a Trump supporter and has a ton of guns, I kind of take him as a bellwether for a lot of this stuff. Even he believes in climate change now. And he cares about it because he likes to go out in nature and hunt.
This has never been, for a long time, it hasn't been about that the people are divided on this issue. It's that the powerful are.